settle in softly now, as evening's hush descends like a velvet curtain. Let us wander into the final days of Queen Elizabeth, the first, the last Tudor sovereign, one of England's most radiant beacons. Steering her realm through seasons of art's gentle bloom, victories carved with steady hand, and the quiet weaving of empire's first silken threads. Yet, beyond the crown-esque gleaming, veil lingered a woman whose departure remains history's tenderest riddle among royal sunsets. Before rest claims you fully, perhaps brush that like, if these shadowed chronicles cradle your night. And subscribe, if they truly soothe. Whisper below where you drift from, and what hour veils your sky. A quiet marvel to feel souls joined across the world's vast, starlit weave. Dim, the lamps low, let a fan's murmur breathe like distant sea, and glide with me into tonight's serene unfolding. By winter's deepening embrace in 1602. Elizabeth drew near her 70th year, a span few tasted in Tudor England's fleeting breath. Her skin, once kissed to porcelain's flawless hush, now unveiled the fragility cradled beneath. Those auburn wigs of brilliant fire, once crowns of timeless command, rested atop a form etched, gentle by near half a century's solitary reign. 44 years she had held alone, outlasting rivals in twilight's veiled dance, laying suitors to earth's quiet fold, stilling every shadow risen against her throne. Yet the iron resolve that etched her legend began to soften, faint whispers of yield tracing through. Mind keen as frost's first edge, yet those near felt the subtle drift. Appetite ebbed like mist from morning mere. Court glimpses grew veiled, sparse. The warmth that once glowed from Whitehall's throne seemed banked to embers faint. And, as seasons turned slow, murmurs wove through Richmond Palace's tapestried halls. There sovereign faded, soft as autumn leaf in twilight's sigh. Loss had visited, poignant, heart-deep loss. Robert de Vreux, Erlof Essex, parted by Avcardening. Betrayal marked him rebellion frail as winter reed. Grasp for power slipped in vain. Haze yet Elizabeth held him dear in ways tender, veiled. Mother's gaze, some breathed. Deeper tides, others murmured low. Watching scaffold claim him, rent her core unseen. True, mending eluded. Shadow lingering through winter's final vigil. Long she stood then, defying slumber's call, turning from board's humble yield. Servants marked her watch-seated rare, words rarer still. Voice, when stirred, thin as hearth-smoke curling, trailed into silence's fold. Gazing into great's empty heart, for hours unbroken, still as stone. Peering, realms beyond ashes ghost, visions hers alone in gathering dusk. Court stirred watchful. Physicians bore elixirs, bombs of herb, and prayer soft-spoken. All set aside with queenly poise unbowed. Ministers urged rest's gentle veil, voice for succession's hidden path. Yet she shook head faint, resolute. Burden beyond realms intricate, we've pressed heart heavier than council's murmur, perchance than crown's own gleam. As March's breath stirred near, truth settled in innermost circles' hush. Elizabeth's reign drew tender close, poignant, inexorable, days waned. Gloom deepened in Richmond's private chambers. Vibrant court lutes sigh, masks swirl, discourses bright current hushed to reverence profound. Queen, who beguiled Europe with wit's silver thread, resolve's unyielding light, now draped in silks heavy as memory. Shadows and silence her companions true, counsels ceased. Garden paths, misted rides through park's embrace, forsaken. Ladies nearest, trusted through decades' quiet bond, dismissed one by one till solitude cradled near. Even few abiding like, ladies scrope spoke hushed, tones adrift. Presence bomb or subtle stir, veiled. Mawan, they breath, physicians trace troubling veil. Sustenance shunned, slumber warded entire. Hours upright, she held bedside rooted deep. Windows gaze endless as recline, summoned death's nearer sigh, feared. Limbs yielding, cushions caught, stiff poise. Eyes locked on horizon unseen, lips stirring prayers rhythm or thought's deep current. Some pondered dread, not woman's alone, but sovereign's eternal ward. Decades wove her as England's living breath. Death's yield meant folk surrendered, image eternal dimmed, powers grasp and bound, control's quiet end, true spectre perhaps. Form waned subtle, steadfast, cough clung persistent, pallor bloomed. Frame shrank beneath gown's ornate hush. Wait's silent flight stirred alarm. Yet closeness barred, vanity's flame, enduring dim. Through weave, questions shadowed courtiers unspoken, age's tender claim soul, or hidden current stirring deep. Truth lingered sealed. Lips once swaying, realms stilled near breath. To trace burdens hush in waning weeks, gaze not, flesh alone, heart's veiled haunt Robert de Vreux, Erlof et six, Tétin. Bond, storm-tossed as summer gale. Dashing form, ambition's quiet fire, impulse unbound. Flattery wove close, defiance flared sudden, grace pleaded, betrayal's circle unbroken. Promise and peril entwined in him. Arrogance cloaked, she lifted high court's sway vast as sea, yet craving turned peril's keen edge. 1601 birthed uprising desperate, rebellion, misdash born dot. Power, sought in twilight frail. Crutchado, charme noirde. Warrant bore her hand steady, tower's blade fell. Within, thread parted soft, witnesses marked shift profound. Sorrow deepened to guilt's slow tide, soul wound lingering. Locket whispers portrait veiled near, name breathed night deep. Truth or courtier's tender weave, mark carved deep. Untouchable turned mortal, grief's hollow embrace, grief then half named. Melancholia's shroud, spirit adrift not hearts alone, eyes softened dull. L'auté fled, vigor misted away. Courtiers, favours once eager throng, trod soft now moods warded, sorrow's reach unknown, letters ceased flow, seals unbound. Chapel shunned Protestant course stirred deep. Tellingus silence, music barred. Melodies lifelong kin voice soaring free, lute caress tender, composers clustered close. Hush claimed now. Heart, fractured air, flesh followed. March 1603 stirred. Decline, unveiled gentle no more. Grief's withdrawal bloomed spectacle soft, unravelling beheld by noble, courtier, servant kin. Sovereign outwitting crowns, descent's breath quelled, drifted palace adrift, condition unspoken, words near forsaken. Gestures, nods sufficed. Days wordless waned, sentence full rare as dawn's first star. Advisers urged state's quiet weave, succession's hush. Health's veiled truth she turned inward, words heavy as stone. Physicians gathered urgent hush, symptoms pondered deep. Humorous temple vague, remedielu dead. Cause shadowed profound. Posture, mirrored soul's vigil reclined denied, hours, days erect. Cushions lean gentle, chair gripped firm. Slumbers yield death's nearer breath, held at bay. Servants whispered corner, watchers black cloaked profound, hours stone still. Night turns kept, prayer, morning, lostness won. Palace fell reverent hush, whispers courtier's breath. Nobles paced door ward, news yearning. Air thickened fear veiled not queen's fade soul, but shadows wake, air's path dim. James by Scotland's name, breathed soft. Yet sans voice, seals grace, would will endure, England's lore new powers gentle fray. Silence birthed chaos quiet tide. Silence wove no longer hers alone. It cradled England's held breath, a realm poised on twilight's fragile edge. Among shadowed theories veiling Elizabeth's fade, one lingers soft not for drama's sharp cry. But invisible creep, slow as mist through ancient stone. No blade's kiss, no venom's chalice claimed her, but whisper, insidious, her very mask of beauty. Decades adorned her visage with white veil's flawless hush, Venetian cerise, aristocracy's noble seal of purity, wealth's quiet gleam. Yet mingled vinegars bite, and leads pale poison dart. Metal now known toxic in merest grain. Layer upon layer, daily rite, seeped through skin's tender guard. Over yen cause délicat weave. Sapped, muscles steadfast hold, clouded thought's silver stream, shortened life's measured thread. Lead's quiet toll mirrored her waning, moon's weariness deep as winter night, melancholy's heavy shroud. Tremors faint as leaf in breeze, appetite fled like dawn mist, mind's clarity dimmed, skin's bloom withered slow. Contemporaries marked teeth blackened, fallen to earth's claim. Hair once flame bright thin to whisper, then gone. Beneath paint's veil, sores bloomed hidden, blemish scarred shrouded from gaze by pearl-wigged crown, powdered grace. Yet, illusion she cradled fierce. Eternal youth's image unbowed, body rebelling soft. Not vanity alone, but armor forged. Bearing weight unseen, poison's tender toll. Modern voices muse long leads veil hasten flesh, and spirits drift irritability's edge, confusion's fog, slumber shunned, board forsaken. Even Essex's grief, deepened by balance lost within. Her era hailed Cyrus's gleam. Europe's courts borrowed its hush. That which birthed icons' first light may have woven cruelest fade. White mask hastening woman, veiled beneath. Second week of March 1603 dawned. Elizabeth's veil undeniable. Courtiers stirred urgent, yet veiled panic's hush. Sustenance forsaken, entire. Frame, already reed thin, folded inward, bones etched neath fabric's once power's grand drape. Wasting profound, yet name eluded. Tudor, healing lacked, measure keen no glass for fever's breath, lens for hidden foe, infection's truth unborn. Malady hummed humour's discord blood's flow, phlegm's chill, bile gold and black, imbalance birthed woe. Bleed, purge, herb's plea mended. Yet failed here, cause shadowed deep. Voices modern ponder, pneumonia's chill grasp Richmond's, frosted twain long vidge upright, fast ombrocaine, lungs quam. Cough clinging, shivers deep, delirium's slow veil align serene. Sans healing draughts of after days, mild breath turned fatal tide. Others breathe blood's poison teeth abscess shadowed, sores cosmetic veiled festering. Oral shadows bloodstream bound, septicemia's silent reaper, Tudor gaze confirmed none. Physicians guessed gentle. Tonique, herbal warmed, compress soft, prayer. Elizabeth turned all aside. Incision shunned, bleed denied, undress modesty's ward to breath's last. Troffesh, word scarce as dawn star. Servants tiptoed reverence, ladies wept veiled. Ministers beheld helpless decades, sovereign, fading candle slow, holder claiming wick's final sigh, aid eluded, name unknown. Waiting alone for end's quiet veil, or miracle's faint bloom. Body faltered, ibovruntal. For decades plus she breathed England's soul. Crown, no mere jewel, but living pulse, fed choice by choice, speech by speech, thread outwitted soft. Now chamber still, it weighed unclaimed, heavy as stone. Morrow's shadow loomed, storm-like over fading queen. Notre laisse erdirect non in her gaze. Lifetime's grasp unyielding, yet successor shunned, named. Why? Perchance voicing mortality's truth, long defied fierce. Obvious heir James, the 6th Scotland Mary's son, exparted decades dim male, Protestant faith. Claim, through Margaret Tudor's gentle vein, yet throne's path no silken weave. Factions lingered. Grudges ancient breathed, Catholic whispers shadowed deep. Strength waning, voices pressed declaration soft. Robert Cecile stayed touch firm yet veil, realm rudderless brook no void. War's memory lingered, near not dust forgotten. Divine right, thrones faltered sands clear dawn. Chaos brewed in silence's cup. Elizabeth held wordless. Gesture, perhaps to James's crown nod subtle, or void alone. Whisper caught, no rascal treads my path. Then yield inevitable, record fades, confirmation none. Speech weaver, history's gold, now sealed final will. Naming, perchance surrender equal story. Line, era yielded gentle. Pain, surpassing death's own hush. March deep and chill. Ausfleischtfruit, deepening unis. Slumber shunned, not fleeting, but eternal. Days nights merged vigil endless seated firm. Upright chamber bound, eyes afar, spirit adrift. Dread, not death's veil, but bridge twixt rest's shadowed realm. Begging attendants urged recline. Force met their plea, questions ceased soft. Refusal beyond will steal superstition's breath, sorrow's weight entwined. Tudor law saw sleep, souls drift perilous, beyond's near whisper. Elizabeth, logic's keen flame dimmed, perchance believed eyes close sealed forever. Sat she then chair hunched gentle, war leaned, resolute, body's limit defied fierce. Legs swelled shadowed, breath shallowed faint, bed denied still. Music coaxed turned aside, drinks warmed waved off. Comfort shunned, persuasion fled. Death's watch she kept own hand, invitation barred. Strength betrayed at last. Collapses came, soft falls to earth's claim. One eve, she lay crumpled chairside, Christ held el pont bidant. Thereafter, ladies nearest kept vigil turn by turn, hovering ghost soft as echoes of court once hers to command. Even they spoke scarce, awaiting her faint stir first. Chambers air wove reverence deep, sorrow's tender veil, dread's quiet breath. When bed at last, consented not peace's gentle call. But body's weary yield she sank, beneath covers soft as relic cradled in silk's hush, first repose in day's long vigil. For many, ends true dawn, that yielding transformed all. Silence deep and sacred, profound. Closest gathered advisers shadowed, ladies faithful, physicians hushed knowing, not woman's fade alone, but era's solemn close. Tudor weave, England's century crown, breathed final with her sigh, room dimmed low. Tapestries, muffled steps faint echo, candles wavered dreamlike. Beyond, palace held, briscoe as dismissed no heraldron. Harder nobelto les son drounders. Lifelong servants stood frozen, yearning word, sign, farewell forever veiled. Gravity profound, yet Elizabeth voiced naught. Eloquence's queen once armies roused by silver tongue, parliaments stilled. Courts abroad charmed, breathless now drifted consciousness slumber's edge, parting phrase unspoken. Toledinon counsellance reigned. Gestures faint conveyed nods subtle, eyes flicker soft, hands barest tremble. Some glimpsed reach toward crown, near rested. Others swore to saying, Erpré, déclaration non. History's echo sealed. What visions stirred in silence profound. Reins woven, tapestry, perhaps. Girl imprisoned, sister's shadow, Tilbury's triumph greeting arms. Court, glittering poet-explorer kin, Faith War's distant flame, Mary Stuart's axe-parted hush. Essex's scaffold grief, Power's solitude-veiled life. Beyond, chamber door, wheels turned soft, courtiers' folded belongings quiet. Envoys penned, ciphered missives kingsward, messengers horsed, breath held. All sensed morrow's tide. Yet England lingered sovereignless. Till final breath, Elizabeth reigned sole, none claimed her stead. Not yet, not till gone, final hours waned. Chamber kin stood statue still, sorrow veiled, uncertainty's hush. Touch, sound met no stir. Breath shallowed, faltered, skin agile pallid to ashes quiet gleam. Fire, within banked ember faint. Lady Scrope, faithful shadow, clung side close. Hand clasped tender, brow dabbed rosewater linen cool. Others background watched, prayers aloud or heart murmured. Right none, for such, monarch peerless before. Richmond wrapped anxiety soft, proclamation veiled. Death unnamed till breath's hush confirmed. Gates held riders Scotland bound, James news-bearing swift. Within, time bent slow minutes hour dragged, morrow unspoken. Robert Cecil, Stuart Weave's quiet architect, stood paper folded, hand still. England, Scotland, crown united, life's grand play, hung woman's final thread. Dawn's Eve, March 24th, 1603. No cry rent hush, no gas-pierced veil. Silence alone, minute held breathless. Return, feared faint. Then, Lady Scrope veiled face linen soft. Done, Elizabeth passed. No fanfare marked, priest's rite shunned all. Virgin Queen, title tender, faded kinless, airless. History's weight, sole companion. Scandal born, stormfire ruled, legend past dignified as life quiet, unbowed, unknowable deep. Chill swept kingdom, not unforeseen, but void left. Throne voiceless, court adrift, realm's pulse faltered. Lifelong, soul sovereign to many, image coin stamped, conscience woven daily. Now, stilled eternal. Corpse, undisturbed, tradition veiled, lady some trembling. Bedside, candle solitary, burned. Face cloth, hid not truth. Preserved belief's final breath, nation clinging gone's hush. Grief, chamber bound, wheels elsewhere turned. Cecil grasped moment's scale, profound ... James, thy missive's secret primed this dawn. Couriers spurred, mudspring, roads, kingdom's transforming word. London waited bell silent, morning veiled. Court hushed death hours long, unrest fear, power plays warded. Word seeped servant soft, merchant clergy trail. Queen gone, Tudor flame quenched. Child none, kin none, side raised none. Political hope alone unspoken choice honored gentle. Privy council hushed convened. Fragility breathed. Direction catholique stir, or in shadow. Succession blood loomed ghost-like. Yet preparation veiled queen's silence not. Hours post-fade, council breathed. James the Sixth Scotland rose James the First England. Dynasty fresh dawned. Nation chère, mourned age crowned filled. Council voiced James the First ascent. Queen's husk claimed care. Elizabeth, image ward obsessive lifelong, illusion yielded death's hush. Mask, literal symbolic, slipped gentle. Leafy meticulos regale forcewise labrid, flame-crowned. Final days chamber darkened, visitors warded. Vanity et power too. Weakness shown, ambition's knife invited. Death unveiled truth soft. Lady burial prepped, beheld long veiled. Skin bruised, lesion, cosmetics pallor, unnatural year deep. Hands, ring scepter graced, thinned bone bare. Hair, remnant wispy white, Denial none. Elizabeth had long faded in shadows unseen, ... Yet death unveiled humanity profound, tender. No longer Gloriana's radiant veil, Virgin Queen's eternal flame, coin canvas sovereign untouchable. Woman alone, kingdom's weight borne for decades deep, body paying quiet toll, embalming weighted traditions hush. Burial delayed for morning's national breath, ceremonies solemn weave. State laid she rested, robed royal final, crown brow graced, orb sceptre side kept. Imperfections glimpsed stirred not less awe. Folk gathered homage, not queen alone, but woman revealed contradictions woven, power solitary, brilliance burdened, fierceness fragile, mask slipped gentle. Remainder no less regal, only realness deepened soft. April 28th, 1603. Moon past death's hush, Elizabeth interred final. Reverence not neglect birthed weight. England's longest sovereign, lost legacy vast demanded right equal grand. Procession stirred Whitehall's misted hush, Westminster Abbey wards slow. London streets mourner lined, noble clergy common throng. Thousands faced carriage queen bearing last. Tears silent some, others stone still reverence. No cheer swelled, song rose. Bells tolled sombre, boots stone shuffled, coffin velvet draped, hearse horse drawn vast fourfold. Effigy crowned above robes, state splendid, orb sceptre held, eyes open watchful, face serene guardian. Lifelike, so profound, many deemed true form prop death defiant. Artrail, cour noble, parliquin, envoy stations. Wait, queen buried, era mourned profound. Westminster, vault cradled half-sister, Mary I beside rivalry religion, sundered, reunion, symbolic hush. Tombrea, throne grave partners rest, we sisters twain, Elizabeth, Mary, resurrection's hope won. Irony, historians, savoured soft. Life enemies, death side woven. Right sealed not monarchs close alone Tudor, flame quenched. Line, birthing England, from Rose's war-torn hush to exploration's dawn, culture's bloom, pride's quiet fire. Abbey doors sealed kingdom altered, Elizabethan veil lifted. For centuries waned, since final breath. Death's riddle endures, silent secrecy woven. Unlik, battle fallen, Lemarques, Elizadrift, veiled, contradiction soft. Scholars, healers, minds curious ponder still virgin queen's quiet reaper. Age's simple claim, foremost near 70, contemporaries outlived vast. Rules for decades, loss woven deep, body time yielded perhaps. Fast refusal, rest shunned, hasten veiled, ... Sans healing modern, ailment minor turned fatal tide. Pneumonia whispers, compelling chill court prefade murmured. Richmond, frost twined, vigil endless, fast unbroken, lung storm seeded soft. Cough persistent, shivers bone deep, delirium slow, a line serene. Antibiotic veil absent, rudimentary plea, breath ravaged deep. Lead's shadow lingers Kinsirus famed, white lead mingled toxic skin seeped. Decades layered organ shadowed, spirit altered, inner poison slow. Weariness, edge sharp, clarity dimmed, match chronic toll modern veiled. Blood's hush perchance tooth abscessed, sore castered, hershadowed, los mark. Infection streambound, septicemia silent irreprayer sans germ lore, sterile grace. Emotional tide, final grief depression, soul deep. Devereux par, confidence faded, rent core. Recline denied, silence is vast, melancholy profound ... Psyche's untreated hasten, mirror soft. Truth perchance all entwined dash age dash ill dash poison dash grief tapestry woven decline, empire bearer crushed mantles hush at last. Silence confessed none. Legend alone lingered. Death, not life's close mere identity England, wore 40 years woven. Husband-child forsaken, image nation-soul carved. Quiet, private, question-veiled passing. Rains, thunder, echoed centuries unbound. Inheritance fractured faith war rent. Foreign shadow threat, brink and steady 1558 throne rise. Wilkeen, genius veiled. Theatre lead transformed formidable confident bloom. Culture vibrant, world stage graced. Death unveiled fragility beneath. Personality presence knit all. Gone, vacuum old wounds beckoned. James I peace veiled diplomatic triumph. Seismic dawn. Tudor quenched. Stuart uncertain breathed. People's persona mythique. Tilbury speeches defiant. Marriage shunned. Virgin cultured gleam. Jewels gowns forehead high. Rhetoric poetic. Myth birthed. Final hush legacy served. ... World exit terms own. Wordless. Gasp pitiless. Performance master life. Death silence louder acts close. Historians detail debate death's weave. Impact unchallenged. Elizabethan golden poetry's sigh. Explorations call pride national hushed. Abbey stones guard quiet. Story pages stages stirs. Monarchy spirit lives. Alone died, forgotten never. Long ere chocolate shelves gleamed. Cocoa winter warmed hands gentle ... Cacao breath different realm. Uneaten, unsweet. Drunk bitter, froth veiled, sacred hush. Mesoamerica's ancient kin held not savor alone, meaning profound. Tale stirs 3 millennia past. Southern Mexico's rainforest deep, tropical veil eternal. Would you like this cacao journey deepened, with Olmec whispers and Maya rituals under canopy hush, or a serene drift to another ancient elixir's shadowed origin? Olmi, deemed America's first woven civilizations deep in shadowed time. Likely cradled cacao trees tender first bloom. History veils them soft in rainforest hush. Yet earth diggers sense rituals breath cacao stirred sacred. Perchance elite shamans, ceremonial draught, vessel for spirit's quiet fire. No mere thirst quencher, power divine, flowing slow. Maya wove cacao divine true from 250 to 900 CE's gentle span, Central America's vast embrace. God's sacred gift they hailed, creation's root entwined human dawn. Populva whispers gods needing maize cacao flesh, binding folk to earth's eternal rhythm. Reserved, for moments profound priests poured temple veiled, nobles sipped feasts glow. Spirit's vigor stirred, divine gateway parted faint, cold served, chili spiced, cornmeal thick. Rich tide, intense pulse, energies hush. Vessel to vessel poured, froth prestige born, quality's crown, value transcended right alone. Markets traded beans as coins quiet kintamali fewfold, turkey hundredweight. Stored treasure like, bartered true, clay-forged false shunned grave. To Maya, chocolate breathed not delight. Life, power, wealth, worship one veiled. God's draught king's priests veined, bitter, intoxication, birthing culinary, saga profound. Beyond draught's veil, cacao wove divine orders living, thread daily cosmic fabric. Jungle's small bitter seed bridged, mortal god, earth afterlife hush. Tickled to corpons, city hearts, life's pinnacles cacao graced. Conpured merm shared. Tombs, vessel nourished, souls next world bound. Rites claimed, priest elite often and sweet, an idol. Chile, maize, vanilla, blood perchance mingled ... spirit fire, vision gate. Divine, nearer drawn, prophecies mind opened sacred. Trees sacred curved pods, bright life's arc, fertility's bloom, abundance hush. Art, breathed cacao godkin, ceramics painted king's deity offering, steely carved God's pod-born divine fruit womb. Religion beyond, social economic pulse throbbed, guests hosted cacao shared. Peace parleyed cup raised. Humanity bridged unspoken trusts pact, respect veiled, purpose lifted soft. Wealthy homes, ceremonial vessels painted glyph marked, ownerite named, heirlooms reverence crafted, care profound. Cacao shaped Maya soul. Celebrated, not consumed alone, revered bridge realms trusted. Ritual cosmic world, universe balance draft eternal. Centuries waned, Aztecs rose cacao loftier still. Evenenkort, sferospheric shirilona. Institution, money medicine royal hush. 10 octitlan, cool dry heart, grew none. Trade tribute, southern warmth yielded. Provinces warmer sent, bean tribute imperial core. Granary banks, tons veiled. Bean value etched, rabbit tenfold, turkey hen 100. Servants cacao paid, debts settled true. Hollow dirt counterfeit crime, grave. Aztec, Zocol Tetl warrior veil, revered noble priest military kin, common shunned. Water chili maize blended, battle energy, mind sharpened. Moctezuma, to 50 cups daily sipped, aphrodisiac strength, source deemed. Rites, deity fed Quetzalcoatl, feathered serpent, legend paradise, thieved humanity gift. Divine origin breathed, right sacred act. Aztec, culture, wealth war worship royalty seed. Power, earned stolen traded honored profound. Conquest loomed ... Spanish eyes been blind, value first. Change whispered. Warriors kings bitter brew ocean crossed, sweetened, traded, obsession global woven. Ernenkort, conquistador ben Titlenveld, Chinampos floating, garden dream, markets pulse alive. Ondervast, yet dark biped, mock des humains goveso sochol, TL succession watched. Warriors, nobles, priests, reverence breathed. Spanish deemed strange and sweet, chilly sharp, unpalatable perchance. Yet energy sparked, alertness bloomed, Aztec life's symbolic hush noted keen. Empire Falen Coviand. Cacao, knowledge grind mix sip, Europe entered. Spain's court curiosity, first exotic, New World treasure. Monasteries, right traditional, noble royal prepped. Palate shifted slow. Chili maize yielded sugar's sweet veil. Sugar transformed all. Bitter warrior brew, seductive luxury, fashionable deep. Spain, Europe, salon sipped, royalty tables claimed. Drink hot usual, flavor softened hush, recipes right replaced. God warrior power, elite European claimed. Delight king queen kin, new bitterness trailed not taste, human shadow. Cacao sugar, hunger colonial plantations, swelled. Exploitation slavery, system dawned cruel. God's draft, new world entered, unchanged never. 17th century breathed. Mesoamerican rite, sacred to Europe delicacy, fashionable, evolved soft. Would you like this cacao odyssey deepened, with Aztec temple rites under volcano hush or Spanish courts, sweet awakening amid candlelit intrigue? Sweet, transformation, veiled growing shadow profound. Cacao sugar union, Europe's palate delight, birthed history's cruelest weave, transatlantic chains relentless tide. Chocolate demand, swelled gentle, raw bean hunger mirrored deep. Equatorial lushness South Central America, Caribbean's warm, embrace cacao cradled perfect. Yet harvest labored hand tender, pods plucked careful, split open soft, beans fermented slow, sun-dried patient, roasted hearth warm, sugar cane, mirrored toil unyielding. Prophet's call turned colonial gaze to slavery's shadowed hand. Portuguese, Spanish, French, Dutch plantation realm. Millions Africa torn, Atlantic crossed storm lashed, Brazil Caribbean West Africa bound, brutal fields cacao sugar yielding. Lifetimes sown, sweet creations untasted ever. Tall human, vast families and quiet culture, mist generation travail. London, Paris, Madrid salons sipped unaware, unheeding, bean lives shadowed. Cacao commodified turned sacred, no more, traded tax profits spun. Industrial dawn neared. Demand deep and endless, right reverence brew empire exploitation, entwined. Divine links taste, blood-suffering injustice residue, left bitter profound. Allure deep and still, luxury love-pleasure bond unyielding. Labor grief sugar cream, buried soft, rises tale power profit sacrificed, souls woven. Centuries liquid luxury lingered courtroyal, salon elegant. Industrial revolution, stirred forms quiet shift, audience world place altered serene. 1800s inventions bloomed wave soft. Mechanization reshaped textile food hush. 1828 Dutch alchemist Conrad Johannes van Houten hydraulic press wrought revolution. Cacao butter drawn roasted bean deep, dry cake powdered fine. Water soluble smooth, sugar blend ease cheaper, lighter, birth Dutch cocoa, solid path paved gentle. 1847 British fry and sons stepped further hush. Powder butter sugar, melded world's first modern bar smooth moldable, portable draught born. Handheld, not cup sipped alone. Swiss followed luminous. 1870s Daniel Peter, milk condensed stirred, creamier, sweeter bar veil. Rival Rudolph lint conking churned hours slow, texture silk refined premium hush. Innovations luxury mass turned. Price lowered, texture bloomed ... Royalty no more confined. Shops, factories, lunchboxes, Europe, US flowed. Cadbury, Nestle, Hershey's scaled vast. Packaging color playful gleamed. Ads, joy indulgence child wonder breathed. Sweet solid accessible origin, faded mist-like. Godright draught, snack simple. Delicious ancient power ritual stripped, serene. New chapter dawned, beloved worldwide. 20th century's hush, chocolate, global-rooted delicacy industry pulse. Sacred, brew ancient, to capitalism factory marketing, unstoppable. United States American twist breathed Milton, Hershey late 1800s, mass-veiled Ford-like. Pennsylvania, factory affordable milk average kin, elite shunned. 1900 Hershey bar bloomed, love affair fresh, product beyond symbol woven, soldiers war carried. Children, playground traded. Cookbooks holidays romance graced. Valentine's Halloween Easter, mascot sweet, love comfort nostalgia sweetened. Demand met, cacao Africa West swelled Ghana ivory coast hubs surpassing Latin hush. Colonial slavery, scarred regions, 70% world cacao, exploitation veiled often. Modern, shadows linger child labor poverty wage, farm deep. Tangled roots, notwithstanding, popularity swelled serene. Japan, refined art, breathed exquisite bonbons, ritual gifted precise. Switzerland, pride national TOBLIRONA LINDT premium, defined. Mexico, roots ancient, returned mole savory bitter coexist hush, global paradox culture. Universal personal tender. Indigenous, right empire refined industry embraced continent thousand way. And Antwerp, Gonna Geneva, human story woven. Bites, flavor history carries. Sweet bitter between, everywhere. Industrial global whirlwind ancient, forgotten, mist veiled. Divine ceremonial weight, snack millions, convenient delicious, meh. Recent, decades, stir new. Been return, rediscovery, hush. Craft, movement 2000s, earnest, breathed coffee, wine, slow food kin. Artisans, chocolatiers worldwide, ponder d'origine whence. Grower who, taste pre-sugar additive buried. Answers, bean led, single origin, focus region soil ferment, unique preserved. Madagascar, fruity citrus bloom. Ecuador, floral nut whisper. Chocolate, terrier, wine-like unveiled serene. Flavor beyond soft. Awareness, birthed production concern hush. Documentaries, investigations, labor child and fair, wage farm shadowed. Response, craft makers, farmer direct. Premium, ethical high quality, paid, gentle. Would you like this cacao legacy deepened? With modern craft, rituals under rainforest canopies, or a serene drift to another ancient indulgence as shadowed dawn. Fair trade's gentle seal, direct weave, rainforest alliances verdant hush emerged soft. Chains woven juster, sustainable breath renewed. Chefs historians ancient, Mesoamerican cacao rites revived serene. Mexico, Guatemala, corners traditional drafts bloomed, dash cacao dash chili dash maize mingled rich. Generations, recipes indigenous shared, forest born. World reminded, chocolate factory forged not, but jungle's quiet cradle. Museums, books, culinary trails followed luminous. Chocolate beheld not confection, mere. Culture profound, heritage struggle story layered deep. World reshaped it tender. Essence unbowed. Tree fruit hand-grown still, care prepared, meaning shared hush. Listeners heeding, chocolate spoke a knew not sweetness soul, but memories resonant veil. Today, chocolate breathes everywhere serene. Celebrations glow, vending hush, pastry heart, gourmet flame, love luxury comfort symbol sweet. Yet creamy, veil beneath history tangled whispers not, simple tale. God's empires, joy exploitation, right reinvention woven profound. Food peerless mirrors civilizations, soul. Maya, sacred to Aztec warrior bitter, enslaved hands, colonial to Europe noble gilded. War ration to Valentine's tender, humanity paralleled, form reshaped turn by turn. Legacy layered hush. Ingenuity resilience fusion, gleams one continent ingredient, another's craft, melding newborn profound, poetry sign innovation. Temper chemistry, flavor art balanced serene, shadow lingers other side. Modern industry impoverished, farmer labor veiled, bean bars untasted own. Awareness ethical seals, notwithstanding, deforestation under paychild shadow, supply chain concerns breathe ongoing soft. Forgotten voices too. Cacao reverent, indigenous, sacred veiled, colonization silenced traditions, rediscover acknowledged dawn recent. Truffle bite, cocoa sip engages, knowing and witting, history deep painful, contradictions all, unites still language border belief bridged. Joy breathed, comfort cradled, celebration crowned. Endure éternel. Greatest legacy, perchance, not savor alone. Evolution adapt survival civilization rise fall. Right recipe, seed dash symbol ... More seemed always, and not treat mere. Story unwritten still. 19th century's early hush, young America stirred restless ambition veiled. Population swelled gentle. White, Settlers westward, hungered farmland, gold opportunity call. Frontiers promised divine right, breathed many. Fulfilled dream, gaze west not wilderness imagined. Land's memory culture life, rooted deep. Native nations own Cherokee, Creek, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Seminole kin, systems political sophisticated, tongue-written, news scrolls, school lights, nomad scattered not. Sovereign, communities, U.S. coexist legal diplomatic, long strived. Cherokee, particular, American mirrored hoped autonomy dash shield ... Constitution, U.S. model drafted, agriculture graced, Christianity, many embraced, bilingual news bloomed. Washington, delegates sent soft. Settlers, politicians, assimilation never sufficed, land craved fierce. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, southern states, native territory, encroached bold. Laws, tribal rule null, property native wadded, federal pressure woven. Northern Georgia, Gold Dawn urgency deepened. Land, valuable native hand, deemed unfit. Andrew Jackson, general passed, removal staunch, solution stepped serene. East cleared, native nations full. Mississippi beyond, relocated, cotton settlement obstruction, lifted. Policy nommé repulsed. Manifest, destiny unnamed yet. American project, veined coast white destined. Pathway expense anyone. 1830s nations entire meant. Progress stage, not sorrow shame American journey set. Trail of tears hush. May 28th, 1830, Andrew Jackson lost sealed Indian removal act. Tens thousands, native lives forever veiled. Fairness voluntary exchange cloaked, calculated relentless campaign, birthed southeastern, ancestral homelands, stripped gentle. President authorized, native treaty, negotiate. Mississippi East lands, Indian territory, swapped Oklahoma later, expanse. Supporters extinction warded claimed white encroachment, distant placed. Truth land grab, protection rhetoric draped soft. Jackson, Creek Seminole brutal campaign héros. Removal expansion logical continuation, breathed. Native white harmony impossible deemed. Removal beneficial inevitable. Intelligence dash industry dash moral dash habit dash improvement dash desire, neither. Native nations once voiced. Perish or abandon habitations, wilderness wander far. Congress divided narrow past, Senate 3-vote cleared. House 5 margin. Victories slim, tragic episode, motion set American history deep. Tribes, some war loss feared, relocated agreed. Auterre, treaty promise, held money supplies passage safe. Promises hollow, many proved serene. Practice chaotic, dash cruel dash violent, dash enforced ... Peaceful transfer, nightmare, broken corruption march, forced. Communities uprooted full, homes ash veiled, crops earth claimed. Soldiers' family door ordered carry packs scant. Settlers trailed land claimed swift. Act, maps redrew not alone. Ancestral ties severed, lives shattered, truth bitter-breathed. American expansion, hope heartbreak built profound. Tribes pressure treaty, many faced. Cherokee path differed serene. Weapons not, words law grounded deep. Sovereignty defend, U.S. courts fought legal weapon against wielded once. Principal Chief John Ross lead, Constitution drafted. Government formal, U.S. borders sovereign right asserted. Civilization political American mirrored proved. Territory shielded hoped. Resistance landmark supreme cases crowned. Cherokee Nation v. Georgia 1831. Georgia, restriction sought federal. Chief Justice John, Marshall Court ruled Cherokee foreign nation not, Sioux standing none. Blow devastating hush. Would you like this trail of tears deepened, with Cherokee-S legal defiance under courtroom, shadows or a serene drift to Jackson-S calculated maneuvers amid Washington whispers? Years turn, breath shift profound ... Worcester v. Georgia, 1832. Court Cherokee favored serene. Georgia state Cherokee territory laws voided gentle. Marshall affirmed federal sole sovereignation parley right. Justice Cherokee side gleamed brief mis- moment ... Yet Andrew Jackson defiance chilled. John Marshall decision wrought. Enforce let him. Words exact debated soft. Actions doubtless sealed. Ruling court upheld refused. Georgia ignored hush. Constitution voiced. Political will deafen serene. Cherokee hope clung. Treaty resisted still. Division crept shadow soft. Faction small major ridge. John Ridge. Elias Bowdenett, lead inevitable deeming. New Akota Treaty 1835 signed sans government Cherokee voice. Senate narrow U.S. past fate sealed. Majority protests notwithstanding. Binding declared profound. Justice gavel not. Soldiers march prep hush ended Cherokee strife. Spring 1838. Martin Van Buren orders. Federal state troops Cherokee lands descended vast. Negotiation veil lifted. New Akota minority signed. Ratified Congress steep. Policy official force woven. Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Alabama spanned. Families homestorn warning scarce. Soldier fard arrived. Moments belongings gathered. Backs clothed perchance. Homes looted veiled. Crops field rotted. Churches, schools, graveyards forsaken hush. 16,000 Cherokee plus decades military held ... Overcrowded unshelter foul. Food scant. Water muddied. Elements merciless. Disease swift measles dysentery whooping. Toll heavy march pre. Groups armed guard. Moved swift. Summer swelter. Waiters autumn tempered perchance ... Cold drain snow. Scant supply. Deadlier wove. Cherokee named Nunadalt Sunni. Trail they cried. 1,200 miles home Indian territory stretched slow. Mud snow walked. Rivers frozen crossed. Mountains prairies climbed harsh humiliating. Elderly fen shidran arms perished. Families roadside. Shallow grave vanished. Dignities some held prayers sung. Sacred carried. Lost names etched memory. Grief unyielding gnawed. Hunger strength sapped. Winter thin-clothed pierced. God's mercy shunned. Early 1839, final group Oklahoma now arrived. 4,000 Cherokee lost reckoned. Quarter population near. Relocation not mere. Death march, identity home hope erased hush. March 1839, final Cherokee, Indian territory reached. Journey closed. Suffering lingered deep. Trail losses for thousand. Disease exposure starvation claimed beyond. Life way died. Land spirit tie. Nation continuity cultural profound. Trauma generation echoed serene. Survivors weakened broken grieved arrived. Elders lost. Gildran hop future defied. Dead no right. Morning time veiled. Unwelcome, unfamiliar land, settled hostile often. U.S. promises protection supply fertile, inconsistent, ignored, hush. Physical emotional wounds twined equal. Proud Cherokee, schools press constitution, breathed. Law trust betrayed, justice denied, rights ash faded. Survivors division, deepened shadow. New Akota, treaty signers traitor viewed many. June 1839 relocation, Moon's Boast. Major Ridge John, Ridge Elias Bowdenett, fellow Cherokee, retribution assassinated wave. Nation, battered unity, internal conflict fractured further weight deep, devastation midst, Cherokee endured serene, schools rebuilt hush, government re-established firm, newspapers printed anew, language stories faith clung eternal, court diplomatic, resilience survival foundation, breath profound, scars removal deep ran, linger today soft, trail of tears history chapter not, living, memory, family oral soul carried, everything left forced people, memory sorrow strength twined hushed, Cherokee trail most remembered wide, soul removal not serene, 1830 act, nations multiple targeted language tradition land own, exile suffering loss version each endured deep, Choctaw first waned, 1831 Mississippi Alabama homelands thousands torn, foot marched wagonless supply scant, freezing rain swollen rivers hundreds perished, Choctashiev trail Temisoft, creek southeast powerful next breathed, treaty broke in years, settler militia clash violent, westward rounded driven hush, 1836 15,000 plus removed, chains many, thousands way perished, slavery sold kin scattered, Chickasaw land payment, negotiated removal journey, brutality unbowed, compensation delay, resourceless left, hundreds disease starvation, westward died, Seminole, Florida resisted, fierce, 1835 to 1840 to swamp forest guerrilla, U.S. forces waged, Osceola, leaders resistance symbol breathed, U.S. military weight unwithstood ever, thousands captured killed, others Indian territory marched forced, Everglades deep small fled descendants linger serene, all 100,000 plus native, nations multiple removal era, displaced hush, government policy named, settlers progress breath ... native peoples catastrophe profound, trails differed nation each, themes shared, betrayal suffering loss hush, sacred homelands stripped gentle, centers cultural shattered deep, community family memory, bonds brink stretched, songs language spirit carried, new and welcome land, survival ways found serene, Cherokee Choctaw Creek Chickasaw Seminole Indian Territory Oklahoma now finally arrived, left land unlike profound, federal fertile safety permanent promised, promises fragile many before like, unfamiliar land climate harsher breathed, traditional crop home rebuild difficult often, winters bitter unpredictable, summer droughts earth scorched hush, communities scattered, families months apart arrived, some never. Would you like this trail deepened with survivor, whispers amid Oklahoma, unfamiliar plains, or a gentle drift to another shadowed chapter of American expansion? Diseases shadowed their steps serene, cholera's chill grasp, smallpox's veiled touch, influenza's quiet tide, grief wove through every new settlement's hush, a lingering mist that settled deep, government aid promised livestock gentle, tools steadfast, food sustaining, qua mesure de rêve tardi ostententire, corruption's shadow plagued the weave ... contractors' corners shaved sly, supply spoiled earthward, resources resettle families meant siphoned by middlemen bureaucrats, oversight scarce, worse still, permanent Indian homeland guaranteed soon threat veiled, settlers westward pressed relentless, U.S. state borders crept nearer soft, railroads carved lands tender heart, treaties rewritten ignored pressure manipulated, hush, sovereign territory set aside shrank once more inexorable, Hardships notwithstanding, nations rebuilt resilient hush. Cherokee, Tahlequah, capital rekindled. Schools institutions rose anew serene. Choctaw Chickasaw, governments reorganized firm. Constitutions fresh bend, councils gathered thoughtful, churches spire lifted. Farming earth tended, resumed gentle, communities healed not forgetting ... enduring profound. Yet Indian territory even, removal's shadow loomed eternal. Homeland protection promises vulnerable forces same greed's hunger, expansion's tide, disregards cold breath. Promised land temporary refuge became. Nation, Nate flight ferment, rightful unseen steady. History proved otherwise hush. Trail of tears tale Indian, territory closed not. Page turned, survival sovereignty, back, struggle long chap sereine. Decades post-removal forced, trail whispers breathed. Family stories passed soft, textbooks politics scarce acknowledged. Wound open left, pain shared native communities quiet carried, nation causa ignored often profound. Memory endured luminous. Cherokee home's elders march west voiced cold's bite, hunger's gnaw, lost one's hush. Morning songs sighed gentle. Remembrance, ceremonies veiled sacred. Oral history, names walkers non-walkers kept alive eternal. Land remembered too. Old trails faint, shallow graves whispered. Documents surviving, route scarred continent heart. Sorrow trail not alone. Survival path profound. Native nations, resilience post-removal erases expectations defied, serene. Decades followed. Cherokee, Choctaw Creek, Chickasaw, Seminole rebuilt thrived hush. Governments new formed, schools tended, newspapers inked, languages spirits preserved deep. Odds against endured unyielding. Outside communities silence lingered still. Late 20th century wider, America reckoned faint tragedy trail. Activist tribal leaders, national memory, reinserted worked soft. Memorials rose stone-veiled. Trails commemorative, marked gentle. Curriculums, school slow updated hush. Trail of Tears term recognized bloomed not historians alone, national consciousness woven, acknowledgement, justice not equal serene. Removal effects felt still. Ancestral lands disconnection, trauma, historical, promises broken, legacy, native realities, shape today profound. Hardship every nation's strength endures luminous. Forests guided, rivers crossed, exile into spirit lives, language revival, culture preservation, fire's kitchen tailies breathed. Trail lost not mere, carried forward faith memory will unyielding, survival. Today trail remembered event, historical not alone. Living, memory, injustice, resilience, strength, reminder, people forward carried, world against turned. Footsteps grief echoed route, sacred remembrance path, serves serene. United States spanned, monuments, trails, museums, journey mark, hush. Trail of Tears, National Historic, Trail Congress 1987, designated. 5,000 miles 9 states winds, forests, fields, towns quiet, visitors' footsteps endured walked, moment invited soft. Remembrance true, monuments beyond. Trail walkers' descendants, memory, community, language, ceremony, lives profound. Tribal nations, ancestors' honor, annual memorial rides, storytelling gatherings, language revitalization serene. Silence near, story reclaimed, pride spoken hush. Schools teach now, films portray gentle. Authors, poets, sorrow strength, era voiced. Native youth, identity, survival rooted more. courage, resistance, continuity, grounded deep. Work lingers, still serene. Trail challenge, history told remembered stands hush. Expansion cost confronted, policy cruelty, indigenous struggles ongoing. Progress, humanity sans erasure, not breath profound. Trail honor, look back more. Listen, learn, voices uplift, aside pushed once. America story incomplete, native nations, sans not past alone, present chapter yet come every. Remember we thus, sorrow not soul, respect deep. Betrayal exile face, people forward walked, vanished not, endured eternal. Biting cold early 1690 to wove ... Salem, village, Massachusetts thick honeys cradled. New England, wilderness hush ducked Puritan, settlement, farms meeting houses beyond. Community, spiritual, social, collapse edge teetered, serene. God's chosen, believed folk wild dangerous land, righteous dash carved ... Devotion, beneath fear tension division years simmered hush. Puritans code, religious strict lived. Invisible world, angels, demons, filled breathed. Devil metaphor not real active, force taught. Witches, devil book signed, spells cast innocent corrupted, believed profound. Question scripture doubt, minister challenge God. Salem, spiritual pressure no shortage serene. Reverend Samuel Paris, village minister polarizing, deep harsh suspicious paranoid, sin signs everywhere beheld. Sermons, damnation devil thunder warned. Congregation, fire brimstone divided. Neighbors, families, rifts carved hush. Pulpit beyond, economic political strain breathed. Salem, village wealthier, Salem town, feud long-running tension constant were. Land disputes common blurred. Property belief grievance, personal surface beneath, lingered old resentments, soft. Worse matters, wilderness surrounding, terror source hush. King Philip's war native attacks, brutal memory, fresh. Crops prior year failed, smallpox region swept serene. Puritan, mind disasters chance, not hidden sins punishment, breath profound. Religious anxiety atmosphere, political rivalry, survivalist dread ... Young girls strangely acted began hush. Sudden fits, wild accusations, witchcraft cries ... Childish games dismissed not Salem, devil real breathed. 1692 villagers believed. Visit come had serene, tragedies many as began. Children with hush. January 1692's hush descended soft. Salem, village to young souls stirred alarm, deep 9-year-old Betty Paris, 11-year-old cousin Abigail Williams. Screams pierced quiet night. Bodies thrashed wild, contorted shapes unnatural. Dog barks echoed strange, objects hurled unseen. Gibberish tongues twisted air, reprimand met whale's pain sharp ... Invisible forces pinched, pricked claimed tender. Afflictions adults confounded serene. Reverend Samuel Paris, Betty's father gentle, disturbance beheld first curable perchance, mist veiled. Local healer, William Griggs examined close. Diagnosis chilled profound, evil hands grasp. Religious superstitious Salem breathed one truth alone. Witchcraft's shadowed veil. Soon sisters joined circle afflicted Hushan Putnam Jr., Mercy Lewis, Mary Walcott, Elizabeth Hubbard. Fits swelled village gaze drawn. Prominent, families' daughters these, Puritan orders respected kin. Words weighted, heavy serene. Pressed, suffering source, fate-altering deed. Fingers pointed soft. Tituba, first Caribbean, enslaved Paris home cradled. Foreign non-white. Exotic tailies rituals Puritan suspect eyed. Sarah good trailed beggar poor homeless veiled. Sarah Osborne church shunned. Servant wed scandal born. 3 vulnerable souls suspicion town. Focused sudden hush. Arrested. Jailed shadows claimed. Villagers spiritual emergency beheld. Witches midst walked. Identified purged must serene. Household illness unexplained. Spiraled panic full. Accusations spread. Neighbors, friends, family unsafe none. Fears door Salem open gentle. Closed not easy hush. Early 1692 moons. Villages hysterics fell. Names fear whispered. Courts spectral evidence. Leaned English legal unseen before. Controversial damning. Tool trials hot. Witch spirit, spectre of far torment, sent believed. Afflicted court screamed. Accused ghost pinched, choked, stabbed, claimed. Accused silent, disbelief front, stood often serene. Puritan, mind, imagination, performance not. Devil pact proof, valid breath profound. Guilt denied, lying accused. Silence, admission veiled. Confessors spared often others, named execution warded. Perverse tied confessions coerced waived hush. Tituba, first pressure confessed serene. Boston, tollman devil hinted freedom, promised service bound. Creatures strange, spirits flying, witch book signatures filled village deals implied. Testimony, graphic theatrical terror, wove. Strategic survival imagined, debated soft, effect powerful bloomed. Accusations girls validated, fear public stoked profound. Witches real, unseen moved. Guilt, anyone perchance. Confessions trailed duress extracted, mercy hoped, serene. Confess refusers harsher, treated, guilt admitters beyond. Truth fantasy line, candlelit courtrooms vanished hush. Hysteria, reason drowned gentle. Ministers caution urged, voices ignored often profound. Jails accused, dash filled, dash farmers, dash midwives, dash churchgoers, dash children kin. Justice foundations, Salem crumbled serene. Scripture order, governed town, vision screams, shadows answered now hush. Spring 1690 to accusations, jails overwhelmed. Local disturbance, judicial crisis colony-wide, 100+ imprisoned, chaos processed. Massachusetts Governor William Phipps Special Court Rotoyer terminé, determined. Salem town conviges Samuel Swall. John Hathan experienced stature, hysteria unshielded serene, evidence rules fear bent. Spectral accepted, hearsay common, doubt skepticism, danger deemed hush. Bridget, bishop, first tried, executed neighbor suspect, unruly outspoken long. Bright clothed tavern run, witchcraft prior accused scapegoat perfect serene. June trial afflicted, spectre pinching mocking claimed courtroom mid. Charges denied, resistance guilt proof took. Convicted swift, June 10th hanged hush. Machinery accusation trial execution accelerated, death heard gentle. Prisoners weak judges brought. Community pillars church dash midwife dash landowner kin. Beggars widows servants former. Guilt united not. Suspicion misfortune disrupt. Court fin obstused. Fate accusers. Theatrics political wines day breathed serene. Confess accusers spared usual. Innocence maintainers hanged likely hush. Fear fueled all. Families turned inward, neighbors self-saved testified, ministers restraint caution ... Purification cries drowned, voices gentle, overhead proctors ledge gallows rose silent ... Salem, below names fed trial time serene. Summer 1692 height, Salem town, no more ... Fear accusation righteous fury, furnace burned hush. Witch trials Salem, village town beyond wildfire, spread ... Ipswich Andover Gloucester gripped fever, same profound. Accusations multiplied jail overflowed, safe none serene. Accused life walks all ... Outsiders, beggars, slaves, familyless women. Community-rooted church deacons, wealthy farmers, accusers former. Suspicion machinery churned, spared, none hush. Families torn asunder. Husbands, wives accused mutual, children, parents testified, friends betrayed gentle. Trials legitimacy questioners targets became witches' existence doubt alignment mind, there's serene. Madness visible nowhere, more afflicted girls' behavior, hush. Court proceedings pain cried, spectral animals seen claimed, accused mimicked, unison fainted profound. Performance, prosecution central, implausible theatrical notwithstanding ... Suffering, proof court took, screams divine evidence breath serene. Summers and 1690 to breathed. 150 souls plus arrested hush, executions unrelenting wove. Sarah Good, homeless wanderer gentle, July noose claimed, confession refused. Defiance, God rebellion deemed, not strength serene. Rebecca nurse, church Salem, grandmother revered, protest widespread, notwithstanding executed profound. Message chilled, piety's veil, suspicion pierced none. Accusations slowed not. 5-year, children jailed, shadowed. Minister wife accused, hush. Vermlucht, Kolonie Riesengrival rein. Fear Salem's, sovereign true. Shaped, memory warped, deep. Handful afflictions, strange, birthed society devouring ... Accusation, one-time hush. Autumn, 1692 yielded summer's veil ... Witch trials darkest depths reached serene. Proctor's ledge, gallows horizon grim, fixture rose, ritual execution, cries mercy, judgment, silence, swallowed. Public, spectacles, warnings meant. Communities gathered solemn fear some, spectacle disturbing others. Convicted scaffold led bound prayer, veil ... Trapdoors dropped, life righteousness, ended hush. 19 hanged, witches women 14, men 5. Innocence maintained all serene. Prayers lips trembling, psalms recited, many died profound. Burials proper, denied church cemeteries ... Shallow unmarked graves some. Family night, reclaimed others gentle, gruesomest death gallows beyond ... Giles Corey, 81 farmer, wife Martha witch accused, plea trial refused, land seas warded. Pressing ordered, brutal rare. Stripped, ground laid, stones heavy crushed slow, 2 days silence endured torture hush. Legend words last defiant chilled, more weight, plea everless died. Resistance, Salem injustice symbol tragic, breathed serene. Jails within unexecuted, horrific faced. Pregnant, cells filthy, birthed. Sick neglect perished. Family food trials trithosm hush. Autumn leaves fall began. Salem, witchcraft death. Sentenced history American, community most serene. Whispers blood ended. Executions ceased soon. Soul damage wrought profound. September 1692 end. Salem fever faltered gentle, turning court's clergy not. Ennies growing, recognition, delayed long, wrong terrible serene. Doubt crept quiet hush. Respected, Nurse Rebecca, Proctor John hanged, spark ... Devout upright, witches, trust who perchance. Martha Corey, strong-willed churchkin, colony former governor, wife Lady Mary Phipps accused. Upper ranks, society Eton trials began profound. hysteria, marginalized threat, no more. Everyone menaced hush. Reverend, increase Martha, Puritan prominent cotton father, spectral evidence sermon powerful. Foundation convictions, many. 10 suspected witches escape better. Innocent one condemned, then radical reversal tone indictment court methods quiet, serene. Others voiced too. Trial supported ministers caution urged hush. Accused families public pleaded. Salem neighboring horror watched, distance gentle. Criticism political pressure rose. Governor William Phipps acted, final serene. October 16, 92 Oya Termina, disbanded. New court spectral rejected rot hush, change swift. Remaining trial prisoners, most not guilty found. CON, VICTD reprieves many serene. Executions halted profound. Damage done still. 19 hanged. 1 pressed death. 100 plus emprisonned. Dozens traumatized. Families ruined. Reputations shattered hush. Tide turned slow. Courts changed. Months years last prisoners freed. Reckoning community for longer. Serene. Autumn that panic receded gentle. Gallows silence returned. Accusers' screams faded. Salem, wounded ashamed, confronted cold truth. Witches not. Fear ruled self-serene. 1693 Frige. Salem, empty cells beyond, guilt left hush. Trials ended. Accusation betrayal execution. Echoes home's church pews lingered profound. Silent town hung ... Ennies deep beneath serene. Years followed. Trials involved regret voiced many hush. Strikingest apology judge Samuel Sewell. 1697 January public fasting prayer day. Boston South Church congregation front stood. Assembly entire, blame shame accepted roll trials, God forgiveness begged, serene. Public contrition rare, year's tone set gentle. Others swift apologize not. Judges accusers silent, decision stood good faith, believed hush. Consensus growing clergy mid, court aired terribly profound. Cotton, Martha, spectral defended, initial later softened writings serene. 1706 and Putnam, Jr., accusers original child trials, church formal confessed hush. Accusations, innocent deaths, led admitted. Satan deluded claimed, God neighbors forgiveness begged. Victims' names, specific, few acknowledged words serene. Accused families, decades, relatives' names cleared struggled. 1711, Massachusetts legislature, bill passed convicted civil rights, restored, heirs compensation, monetary hush. Pain lingered still. Names all cleared not, families compensated, none all profound. Generations trials shadow grew serene, time over Salem healed tried. Justice symbol not, fear reason overrides, court's fairness abandon, hysteria truth mistaken hush, reckoning begun. Full justice, history elusive often, serene. 3 centuries plus gallows Salem stood. Witch trials legacy endures American memory etched, sorcery tale not, fear power, warning grim. Justice fragility, belief unchecked, danger hush. Salem, witch trials phrase mass hysteria, false accusation, moral panic, symbolizes serene. Courtrooms, classrooms, political, invoked cautionary, ... Reasoned suspicion overwhelmed ease, community self-turn, swift proof profound. Today's Salem, history, embraces complexity veiled, ... Museums, memorials, tours, world visitors draw hush. Salem, Witch Trials Memorial 1990 to dedicated Trials 300th anniversary. Granite benches 20, executed 1, name inscribed, serene. Crimes, listed none were. Names, dates, final words, dignity and justice face, testaments, hush. Salem, story, tourism, folklore, beyond still. Human nature, reflection, profound. Trials, fear contagious, reveal, power, morality, abused name, justice, emotion, guided, evidence not, falters, serene. Literature, Arthur, Miller's crucible, new life, gave trials. McCarthyism read, scare, 1950s allegory, hush. Miller, generation, new, reminded, witch hunts, witches, always not, past distant, never seems profound. Accused accusers, descendants, Massachusetts, U.S. live, ancestral shame, burdens some bear. Resilient survival pride others carry, serene. 2001, hangings 3 centuries plus, Massachusetts last 5 victims, exonerated, formally. Accused all legal clearing, complete hush. Salem, witch trials brief year plus length, ... Lessons, eternal proven serene. Truth defended, fear shouts louder must. Gravest injustices, darkness moments not. Daylight full occur, remind profound.